So then that means, since they're the ones feeling the anxiety and the stress, right? And that's why they move too much. That's then another reason why someone they're gang stalking might feel like, oh, the stress is coming over their body. You're not gonna feel anxiety because that's actually a sick thing in the brain because demons cause that. No, just stress. Like, oh, what is that bad feeling? It's like your heart is being constrained or restricted. So that's why then they really love to gang stalk you with mentally ill people, because they have the ability as demons to project what someone's feeling to you. Okay, and if the goal is to psychologically torture you and you're a healthy person in the mind, well, then wouldn't it make logical sense to use mentally ill people who their mind is filled with nothing but chaos, anxiety, depression, worry, whatever, perversion, filthy things. Oh, they just have weird stuff in their head. Violence, right? Rage, like that. Confusion, brain fog. So sometimes as a human being overall, not just people who are being harassed with gang stalking, which is just narcissistic stalking, but they're not always using someone who's necessarily just narcissistic. They use many types of bad people. So yeah, you're gonna feel their anxiety basically. So if you relax, it's gonna help everyone relax because they like to mimic you. They don't like the fact that you look normal, obviously. They know it's hard to attack your ears with all the noise they make, your brain with all the synchronization of hand signals and someone moving same time as you like that. It's very hard. Which is how we all were anyway when we were younger. We were just calm. So they were following us. They like to mimic us. So how are we going to know, right? We just knew there was hatred in everyone around us, jealousy, and bullying every now and then. But not these weird things that don't make sense, right? Like all this noise, people walking by you all day. Yeah, they're still going to do it, but very low level. Because the goal is what? Psychological torture. Okay, so if your mind is calm, it's not going to have intrusive thoughts of their feelings and thoughts, what, right, that behavior symbolized. You get me? The sort of gang stalking thoughts you get. Oh, they feel this. Oh, they feel that, like that. So then they stop doing it. You get me? If you're calm like me right now, I wish you could see me, because if you're listening to my voice, it doesn't mean you know that how my body looks, how calm I am. If you could see internally how calm I am, yeah, then you know this is the defeating way to stop it. Right? So when you're that calm, you're going to start to see people who are not like them. Once we're just in the environment who they're trying to blend with, who also are human and will have some normal sound at some point, vehicle or something else. They come behind you, walk around you. You're just going to just follow your naturalness, right? I just saw someone walk behind me. I just normal. I just checked and I'm not focused on them. But the usual way my mind was under attack because I was fast, right? Just like a human would normally be. But I have to intentionally slow myself down, which is not fair to me. This is the only way to survive. If I'm around these types of humans, not if I'm around normal humans. So that's the good news. It's temporary, right? They're going to put thoughts into my head. Oh, what if they try to assault you? What if they walk straight towards you? And they do. So it's not like this is some sort of delusion. We become scared of it because they do it, But if I'm slow and calm, then they get scared. It's just like a bully. They feel strong when your mind is weak, So that weakness to them, it's not you being scared of them. It's you simply being too fast in the mind. So slow down. You're going to see everyone distinctly, all the way they try to trick you into thinking there's so many of them when there's just a few of them. And they can't control you. They can't accuse you because you're so calm. That customer, that employee, that manager, you're talking to everyone like this. You're so gentle. You're so calm. You're not gentle with them. I mean, you're just, you're not aggressive or anything. So it's very hard. But if you're stressed all the time, angry all the time, it's not your feelings, right? They projected it to you. Okay. Well, then it's easy. Because one thing I've noticed is they project anger to me that I'm allowing them to sort of have power over me when they're quiet. Something they don't do since they're gang stalking. That means all they do is make noise. So they're basically trying to project to me that it's a defeat to me if I am this calm, and they have no choice but to shut up because they look too distinct from my energy, because there's people around me that are decent now. But if I'm the only person here, then of course they're going to be loud and crazy, right? That's why you need to be around decent people. They can't do crazy things around others, but they can around you. Because that means there's a spiritual witchcraft on you, some spiritual attack. So they're not human around you. They're not scared of what you think. Not because you're weak, right? Or because the witchcraft blinds the human. But they're not blind from other people. You get me? They're just gonna try to isolate you in that way by ruining your workplace and other things. See, right now they're trying to get me to react. They're just synchronizing with me since it's hard to make noise. They're just popping up everywhere I walk. Every corner, there's someone there. You know, I didn't want to mention it, but this is what they'll do. Because the goal is for me to ignore them, never tell you what they're doing, because that's like giving them some power. I get off my own natural way, right, of treating them as insignificant. But I just wanted to share with you that's what they'll do. They'll just stalk you. But see, every time this human follows me, it's like there's anger coming over me. You get me? So that's not how I feel. I could care less if he's walking around that building. It's just they're trying to project it to you because they want you to think acknowledging them, right? That's sort of way God taught us to defend ourselves. They want you to think that's the psychology to defeat them when it's not. For them, they're invisible. We should just treat them as invisible. They're not like real human bad bullies. They're different. You actually say something, you do something, they run. But this is a mob, and they thrive on following you in these covert ways. And the goal is to accuse you of mental illness since they're mentally ill. Violent since they're violent. So that's why their anger comes over me. You know, I could care less what he does. It comes over me. So it's not me. Because exactly, that's what a mentally ill person is. They're angry and violent. You get me? So it's not about harassing you. It's about accusing you. So then when you're doing the right thing, right, you just calm like this. You just ignore them. But you're not opening your eyes, your brain. You're not being present because you can't then ignore it. You're going to be too aware of their feelings and thoughts and what they're projecting and what they're doing. You're going to get angry. Then, exactly, they just might appear more. They'll just project bad emotions to you, anger to you, because anger would make someone present. Anger would make someone come to the present moment and call this human a gang stalker and approach them and say something, right? Because that's not how you feel. They're making, and it's only one person. I'm walking by other people right now that are possessed. They're not projecting that emotion to me. You know, it's just this one human. See, if you stay calm and you see the energy of anger, first you're going to see this sort of energy, then the anger. You're going to realize, wait a minute, it's in his own body. It's actually his feelings. But you wouldn't know that if you were not this calm. You know, when they do perverted things like they bend in front of you and put their butt right in front of you like this female is doing now, it just means you move away. You get me? Like, that's literally the point. They just want you to say it. Oh my God, people are bothering me. Don't even waste your time. You know, pray to God to find your friends, start a business, instead of keep looking for jobs. But as long as you're around normal people, you really will just be like when you were younger. They're good people, obviously. Just get away from the homelessness because they're going to bring mentally ill around you because you're in the street. And they're really the gang stalkers. They're so psychologically sick, they can do these indecent things all day. But just typical humans, right? We wouldn't say they're very moral, are not going to do these things. Okay, so you can just be just like they are, right? Just as they're fake and they have nice corporate jobs, you'll be the same. So that's why they always want to make us homeless. And none of us notice we're being gang stalked until we become homeless. Okay, so then homelessness is the only way to know. Do you agree? Therefore, it is about mentally ill human beings. Because that's the only way you, a normal person, would see mentally ill people. If you're homeless, if you're in the street, right? They're not going to be in society with you. They're not going to have a job with you. A lot of them are right now working in very important places. I know people might think they're narcissistic, but they're actually just the extreme mentally ill. Because narcissistic is more like they still act normal, you know? The ones who are too open with their perversion, too open with their psychopathic behavior. They say things like, honey, sweetheart, baby. They just touch you openly. Well, that's extreme mentally ill. Don't ever call them narcissists. Because exactly, narcissists will behave. You get me? But yeah, you just don't want them working with you, those extreme ones. Don't just be like, that's a pervert. No, it's really extremely mentally ill human. There's perverts all over this world, but they behave in these places you expect them to behave, you know? So the ones who don't behave, okay, they're not really human, you know? Who is not so sick in the head. They're more sick. They're very sick. So they don't know what else to do but to accuse you, you know? So it's a waste of time. Imagine getting angry at sick, mentally ill people for just walking by, stalking you covertly just to get your reaction. So then they could say you accused them and accuse you of mental illness, call the cops on you. It's so disgusting. So I never knew this because exactly, why would I ever see these types of humans? I never did my whole life. It's only when they made me homeless and I'm in the street that then they can show me all this wickedness. So that's why you have to just focus on getting a job, but not just a job. Don't become a cashier. Get the best job. Pray to God. Now you're around normal people, right? Whether they're narcissistic or not. And they cannot put you back to the streets again, which means they can never gang stalk you in that way, right? All the noise, all the synchronization, walking really fast by you, creepy, weird looking humans, stalking you direct, all that stuff can only be done by them. And when you notice, right, some of these behaviors at a lower level, right, not noise and things, but more like stalking or creepy behavior, trying to invade your space, in those healthy workplaces with just one or two creepy coworkers, exactly, ignore them too. You actually don't ever have to report them to HR because they're just like these ones. They're so covert. Don't ever make eye contact with them. They're really gonna just lose their ability to bother you. And in the time being, you're praying. You know, you'll get by. But if they were like other perverts, right, that people cannot ignore, obviously, they at some point have to take legal action. Yeah, then you can't ignore them. But when they're gang stalking you, even though it's still those same humans that they use at workplaces, right? They're not really crazy either. Typical pervert at a job that I saw many times. It's just before when I was acting like you, right? I made it seem like I maybe have to say something or report them or look at them, make it angry look. It actually fueled them. Because you get me? It's not the time that they do those things, and when you look at them, they run. It's not that type. It's a different demon. It actually gets energy when you pay attention to it. So you see, that's why it projects to you this anger that you're somehow being overpowered, like you're being violated or something. If you don't look at them and express your hatred and anger towards them, they're projecting that to us. Because they know paying attention to them actually fuels. Imagine you're this creepy, lowly, useless, sick, mentally ill person. Whether you have a great job or not, you manipulated people. And exactly, you're literally looking at this person. All you want is to sit everywhere they sit, be parallel to them, right? Stare at them all the time. Say something weird every now and then, right? You're just targeting them, no one else, you know? Imagine what would make you feel so powerful if they look and make a hateful look or something. Aren't they stronger than you? So why would they look at you, right? You're weak. If they dismiss you, that really would make you feel like you should just give up, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's a different psychology. It's not like the other bad bullies. They're different. You have to actually stand up for yourself. But these ones, this is actually how they get power. You being your powerful self with everyone, that fake way with everyone, because the whole goal is to make you poor and homeless. You get me? It's not other bullies who actually want to bully someone. If the goal is to make you poor and make you stay in the street and then accuse you of mental illness, then okay, they do feel weak and give up if you don't actually express anything. And now your social circle grows at your workplace, the place they all appear. We were maybe harassed every now and then as kids, but they really appear at our jobs. So if that's the main place, because that's the only way to ruin our life, you don't have any ability to hurt or ruin our life unless we're in the street, then us protecting that place is so powerful. Fighting with you is not the way. Us having that social circle, right? We're so fake cordial, right? That sort of fake way you are, but you're still genuine. Or you get along with everyone, but you're not putting your heart out. You're not nice. I don't know how to explain the fake way we are. Um, get along with everyone. Now our social circle grows. Everyone now will say, so and so is such a great person. No one's going to believe them if they lie about you. You see, because it's based on just lying about you. So they know as long as you have a big community, a big circle, everyone knows you, everyone loves you, your workplace is a place of refuge for you. You're not too present. You're not direct. You're not making eye contact with people. You're not present. You're not judging their energy and how you feel and think about them. Because then you're going to start to express yourself. Instantly, they'll start to target you. Even humans don't like to be differentiated, you know? So normal people can do that. But for us, the mob comes together if we just do that basic human thing. But see, you can still do that. You can still express yourself. You can still intimidate them. I'm just saying do it all covertly. You know, you feel this creep following you, just turn around. Boom, that side of your eye, like those sharp stare, I'll kill you, you know? That's it. You're still being powerful. But you're not you're not turning around, you know what I mean? Like a big swoop. You're not turning like that. Just, you get me? That's not even who you are. That's so reactive. That is gonna then make them pretend to be a normal person. They might be like, what's up? Why are you looking at me? You get me? You just want to express, but in that powerful, covert way. Like you're basically saying, I'll murder you if you follow me again, but you're intimidating them in the soul level, not in the physical level. You're not really being like, I'll kill you if you look at me again with your face. You're too present. Right? It's a demon. He'll just come back again. So it's like you're intimidating what's inside of them. You're showing them, hey, I know what you're doing and no one else knows, and I can expose you by just with my body language, making people pay attention to you. At the worst time, you're staring and watching and following me from afar. I can just put everyone's eyes on you like that. You're intimidating them that you're going to turn everyone against them and expose them, which is their fear, right? If this is what you're trying to do, bother someone, the only way to stop you is for people to know. This is their fear. Versus you being natural. Hello, hello. No, I'm fine. You don't want to be too present and natural and authentic like that. Because that makes it hard for you to then know what this human who's just said hello, what makes them different than the other person who said hello. You cannot see through the intention. You can't protect yourself from the covert ways they try to set you up. The way, right? It's like you're so perfect. You're still authentic. You're healthy. You're calm. You're gentle. You're moral. You're fair. You're controlling yourself this way. And now they cannot enter your mind, even with their witchcraft, a power, right? Because you already made a different mental story for yourself. Oh, I'm being gangstalked. You're not saying that. It's like you're focused on your own persona. You create a persona for yourself. How you're going to be presented, how you're going to present yourself, how people are going to feel about you. You did that for yourself. But see, it's not fake. So all they're going to see is this powerful person, intelligent, wonderful, healthy looking person that grabs attention. And they're going to really be feeling scared. And they don't know how to accuse you. Everyone sees that persona and they're going to leave you alone. The only difference is they'll just be there. And okay, we're praying. It's not like dealing with them helps us anyway. But they just want you to get angry about the fact that they're here. That's, for me, how I started to become someone that looks at them, Even though I don't look at filthy or bad people. Right? They're beneath me. Why would I look at you? Because the anger they make us feel, that they're just in our life. They're just sitting in every building I go to like this. Humans right now, they're just sitting there. You get me? Knowing the fact that they're there not for normal reasons, but there to follow us, is how they make us pay attention to them. how many other humans in this world are being watched like that, but they don't know, right? Do you personally think that ruins their life? No. If you right now go and just sit somewhere in public and you're intentionally just monitoring people, but you're not looking or bothering them like that, right? You're acting like these ones, the covert way, they just act like they're on their phone. Do you think people gave you power if they really don't know, or if they don't care, if they don't pay attention to you? No, right? You gained nothing from sitting there. You lost your time. So that's how you remind yourself when they try to make you feel violated, that then you should not tolerate it and look at them. One, that doesn't make them leave us alone. Okay, two, you feel better when you express yourself, right? Because it's their nature. I know. But they don't have power if you ignore them and don't, right? You treat them like they're there for other reasons. You don't connect them to yourself, right? You treat them the way they portray themselves, basically. This one's acting like they're tired and sleeping on this couch. Like that, you treat them like that. You know what they are, right? But you're just fake, right? By reminding yourself that emotion is not yours, that anger that wants to treat them like a stalker. Okay, now you know you don't have to feel like you're dishonoring your feelings, because it's not your feeling. If you were to honor that feeling, that is not you honoring yourself. Exactly, because it came to you. It's from them. Two, when you realize that's the only way for them to have power over your life, now you know you actually have power by ignoring the feeling. And the feeling was trying to say, paying attention to them gives you power. No, it doesn't. So that's another way to then ignore it. But then three, exactly, you put yourself in their situation. What if you were to just sit somewhere, right? Not their filthy behavior, right? Goodness, but normal behavior they do. If you were to sit there pretending to be a normal customer at a building you're in, and they're just there every day, 5 hours. But you actually are there to monitor people. Like that. Did you have power over them, destroy them when they go home, have a nice apartment or home to themselves, a nice car, having fun with their friends? Did you benefit? Did you destroy their life because you were there 5 hours prior watching them at their workplace or that building that's public? No, right? Or you walk by their apartment? No. You don't have power over them because you're simply outside at the same time in public. That person is still enjoying their life. They're still happy. They still have a place. They still have work. They still have social connections. And that gives you good energy, right? If you have good friends, good social connections, you get along with your managers, you're still going to be happy even if they're not good people. You're still going to enjoy yourself, right? Like that. And you're just here useless. Like that. That's how they are. That's how you then, when they come to us as thoughts, right? Only mentally ill people hear voices. But healthy people technically would hear thoughts. So, right, when they whisper to us, right? They whisper to our ears. And then to you, it comes as a thought. And it's trying to make you feel violated or dominated if you ignore them and don't treat them as gang stalkers. But exactly, you just treat them like that. They want you to think that's when they have power, right? If you ignore them. No, they have power when you pay attention to them. But when people tell you to ignore them, none of us ever liked hearing that because our mind was thinking about the other type of ignoring. Yeah, just just ignoring them. No, we're not ignoring them. I'm conscious right now. I know where I'm walking, what I'm doing as I walk back and forth in this building recording this. I'm conscious. And that consciousness is actually how I prevented many of them from approaching me and bothering me all those years. But then I got so sick of it. I got so sick of living in that sort of eggshell type of way, right? I just wanted to relax and have my natural personality. Just walk like the normal person, right? The way they walk. You're just getting about your business. And they run. You get me? Because they know you're absent. You're enjoying yourself. So then they come out of all sides. You can do that when you get out of these bad situations. I wouldn't tell you to keep being this way. That's not healthy. You're human. You have the right to be healthy. Do that when your life becomes normal. But like me, when your life is unstable, then do this. And then slowly, I'm not telling you to keep being this way, slowly introduce your natural self into this way. Because what this one did for you is it helped you build the mental to be so absent from them and just focused on yourself. Something we can't do because they put witchcraft on us. Okay, you repel them this psychological way or this psychology type of tactic way. They get drained and weak and then give up. They know they're never going to get a reaction. They can come to every little aisle or every little locker area of your workplace. I'm sorry, of that public place all they want. Walk by you every day. Bring mobs of people. As long as you're in this powerful persona and you get away from bad places, because there's some places you can't control their behavior, right? Right? You obviously look for social connections. You look for people who are decent always to get along with like that. Okay, but you don't want to be this fake way. You want to breathe, right, and relax your heart and be yourself. When we do that, their thoughts and emotions enter our ears and mind. That's the reason why we all struggle. And when we were younger, we were fine. But they do witchcraft to us, where they're putting their thoughts and feelings into our ears and mind. Okay, so we're constantly getting an update on them. It's so disgusting, you know? So that's the only reason why we're having a hard time with them. Right? It's not because they're bad and they're stalking you. Who cares? If it's covert, how does it affect you, right? It's because their thoughts and feelings are in our head. And what they want us to think, things that are not their thoughts and feelings. You get me? Because how are they hurting people? How are they benefiting from sitting there watching a complete stranger all day, monitoring them, but they're just sitting? Exactly. They're benefiting because they're putting thoughts and feelings into that person's mind using spiritual weapons. They literally controlling that person's perception of everything. We're here, we're stalking you, we're bothering you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. This male projects to you, he's a pervert. That female projects to you, she's a thief. Because that's who they are, you know. So they're telling you the type of sins they do, the type of evil they do, who they are. That's not our business, and we're going to get sick from that, you know. So it's like they're saying, we're going to drain our data into you. So you actually are not paying attention to us, right? You're a good person. Why would you pay attention to filthy humans? We're going to force you to just know us, you know. So it's perversion, and they're perverts. Because who would do something like that? Try to put thoughts about themselves into people's minds. Ew. So you get me? This persona protects your mind slowly, especially when you finally are around normal people and you're far away from these harmful humans, right? Narcissistic and mentally ill. Then, especially when you build your own business and just get away, and now it's just you and your nice employees you hired and your friends, or you got married. Now you can have fun, just being natural. Because really, these places in society where we have to mix with people, right? If I was going shopping right now, I can do what I want. I don't care as much. It's places where I have to sit all day or be there all day, like a workplace. That's where you have no choice but to build a persona, you know. But not this one. This one is like when you're in the street too much, or you're homeless. Like me, I'm traveling. So if I'm traveling from city to city or state to state, okay, it's very hard for me then to protect my mind from their thoughts. You know, even if I'm in a hotel room, it's very hard because I don't have peace. I don't have the ability to just go home, you know? Okay. But when I leave the state, right? Because I'm just waiting on God to tell me what state to go to or what country to go to. It's very soon. Then when I leave, when I actually have a job, it's like a different persona comes out. Oh, hi, how are you? Good. That's sort of way we all act with people who interview us. Okay, you're going to be fine. Those people are going to behave more. It's easy to manipulate them. The narcissistic ones among them, you can tell because it's like they looking at you with that sort of predator type of eyes. They're very creepy, but not perversion necessarily, just like predator. I know it's crazy in the middle of everybody that's with you there because it's just their eyes. But when you're not watching yourself, you're not focused on yourself. I told you, don't relax your eyes on your face, your body, because then they're not human. That's the evidence. They're not human. They're demon. That's how you know. Then they all of a sudden have to get up and walk towards me. They just come walking by left and right as if they're just normal people walking by. But when my eyes are like this, not really, right? I don't know how to explain it to you what they look like. I'm just so calm that my eyes are able to watch my environment, but they're not watching the actual physical building or environment. It's like some other consciousness that I'm doing. Look at, they feel like they're being controlled. So that's actually the reason why they're not going to bother you as much. Because they actually feel like you know everything. And you're going to block it. You're going to move away. You're going to not feel anything. You might be like, we already know what they do. They sensitize us to it. They tell us what their thoughts. Why would that repel them if we know? Because that's from a place of control, fear. They're telling you and then they do it. This way, exactly, there's no thoughts and feelings in my body and mind now. They're not putting fear into me. So if they appear, I'm just going to move along. And it intimidates them because the human doesn't know who you are. They're not thinking you're weak or anything. It's the demon that's bothering you. So if the demon doesn't have the control over your mind, right, doesn't put thoughts and feelings anymore because you're healthy now, you're controlling it. When the human appears, exactly, they're going to feel your feelings and thoughts and energy. You're going to intimidate them. So they're going to be like other people. But then two, they don't know what you're going to do. So that's going to cause them fear. Three, you have more options to do what you want. Move away, call someone, do something. Look at that person. They feel your vibe. Are you okay? They might look at you like that. Even if it's sometimes just them. Doesn't mean they're all criminals at the same level. Sometimes they look and they could do something. I mean it. I've seen them myself. Many of them, right, who were possessed to be a gangstalker helping me against another one. You know what I mean? They were just being used individually. That's how they seem like they're in their head. They just have an agenda. Something just telling them what to do. Right? They're not working together. If they were, then they can't work against each other at some point. They'll do the right thing. You'll be so confused. Because they have to, not because they're good. Right? Or maybe they're not as evil as that one in that sense. Even though they're obviously very evil because they're following people. But many of them have been brought to the place. They've never seen you in that sense. You get the point. They still know they're being brought to bother somebody. So all they'll do is they'll just scatter. Everywhere I turn right now, there's someone there. There's someone standing there. They'll just scatter. They'll just increase their number. They can't do anything, and that's enough. We just want peace from their behavior. You know? So that's why then it's powerful. You're going to be intimidating them more because seeing through them, you're going to see through them and they're going to get scared. They don't want you to know who they are and their intentions and intimidate them, you know? They want to tell you what they want, which is nothing but going to cause fear to your body because it's not just a typical thought. Like this vehicle just passed me, my ear just got attacked with this energy and instantly this fear hit my heart. You get me? So that's how then they feel confident to maybe then bother you. Because you follow it. Just ignore it. Just come back. Don't ignore it. Because it makes your brain follow it more. Just come back. Come back to your consciousness. Right? Just come back to your own consciousness. You can't do this all the time, obviously. I do this more when I'm moving or eating or something. But if I sit for a long time, then it's easy to torment your ears, your body with noise. But you'll get the hang of it. Basically, I'm so slow that if they make a kid run towards me right now, they're not going to be able to know how to run towards you. They can't predict it. So you see why they love it when you're natural and authentic, and that's when they all start to gangstalk us. When I was choosing to be very authentic is when they came out. You know? Literally, all parts of just walking by society, just being whatever. I just walk normally, you know? I'm not like conscious of others. I don't care, you know? But when you're like walking by something that's not our nature, we're not supposed to do that. That's creepy. Forcing ourselves to stay calm and watch our surroundings in this unhealthy way, instead of just focusing on yourself, that's when they feel they can roam and walk by you and crowd you and try to touch you, make kids run towards you. You get me? Because the goal is just to try to touch you or get close to you so you get the point that they're stalking you. So they just sit there all day on their phone. You're going to think they're just not, right? So, yeah, it's not really about perversion. It's just they're perverts. At some point, they'll try to bother people with that, but they just try to get close to people just so people know they're stalking them. It's not really to get close to the person, you know? So it's very tiring, I know, but it's only in these weird places. Other places, you can just be your friendly way you were at school or jobs where a lot of people were normal with you like that. Don't go to typical lowly companies and corporations like a small little call center. These ones will get the job. It's dangerous. I suffered. One of those big companies, you want to pray to God, He gives you that blessing. If you have some money, I'd recommend you just start selling in the street and make some money. Start some simple, easy business. If you have some savings, why do you have to work? You know? But when someone has already been to the bottom, they've actually become homeless, then they feel like they have to get a job again. And they're so happy because they think, oh, It takes some time to get up, and we're always in your face. We're sabotaging things. We're going to try to push you to lowly companies, and that's where we are. So that's why it's important to know who these humans are that gangstalk you. They're very lowly and poor. So that's why I said, as long as you're in the places those many good people who don't suffer like this are in, very healthy, nice, big, cool corporations and companies, not a Target, right? Not a Walmart, not a typical small little corporate, but the big ones that are really cool, where the average person walking by is dignified. Okay. They know it takes time, maybe, for you to figure that out. That you might make the same decisions and see them again. Basically, every time my eyes look left or right, someone moves there. So that doesn't mean they're so powerful they can move. How are they there, right? It means they put witchcraft on your mind. And they made you look left. And then they tell the person, go now. So you see why I'm controlling my eyes, my body? Exactly. Now they cannot make me look where they want and control me like that and project bad emotions to me. I'm going to realize that car really is normal. They really were dropping someone off. It's just they're going to make me look, boom, when the human actually is exiting. And it's going to seem too fast to my mind because of the witchcraft. And then they're going to make me look the other way. And that human is printing something. And they just moved a little bit. And like that, they're going to make it seem whatever they want to you. Yeah, it's harassment. But do you care? Wasn't that human really printing something, The demon is harassing us. You get me? The human doesn't always know they're being told to move left or right. They do things to their body. They just make them move, Don't you sometimes feel self-conscious and move? So, yeah, they know what they're doing. Obviously, this is a sin for them. I just mean it's not that type of conscious thing that's following you. They're just dumb. They're just possessed. They're dumb as hell. Forget it. Right? So, when you get that, they know, right, that until you get a job again, they can torment you with this. But once you get that job, you'll be fine. Once you get a nice, decent place, try to have that social connection with people. Don't be fake or weird. But just do what you did in school and other times. None of us were unauthentic, but we still got along with people, even despite them being bad, right? And we could do teamwork activities like that. I feel like as adults, we become too authentic and we express our dislike, Focus on how happy you are to do the project, how happy you are to do the activity. Exactly. Don't focus on the people. Then you're going to start to have this high energy that intimidates them. Everyone's going to see you're better, you're different. You're a threat in that positive way. And now who's going to think they can bother you? Because they think they can bother you if you're more innocent. Hi everyone, But you're so cool. You're always focused on how happy you are. They might say something, do something, make a dirty look. You're just smiling, you know what I mean? You don't care because you're not even trying to be authentic with people. You're not trying to express your feelings. You don't care about them. You just want, right? Those were the important jobs to see how important you are, right? Just how significant you are to the job. Look at all the things you brought to the job like that. You want them to recognize you. You want the company to see how awesome you are. Like that sort of high-achieving student. Who cares if they're making dirty looks and jealous and bullies? It's always going to be covert. They can't manifest. When you're too present and natural, they can manifest and say horrible things, or if they have a meeting with you, just narcissistic, horrible things. They don't care. If you report them, they love it. They get to now lie and come together as a group. But see, you didn't let that happen, You're just happy all the time. You're always focused on the project and everything you're doing. If they make you uncomfortable, you move away. You talk to someone else like that. Versus if you were natural and present, you express that discomfort, right? And now you move away. Now they're going to make that face as if they're some sort of entitled to you or something, like some object. It's not how they feel. It's just how evil is. It likes to act, And that's going to irritate you. How dare you make that expression when I just moved away from you? Instead of you being scared. And now you're going to get more present and active in expressing yourself. And now, exactly, they can get this sort of psychological engagement with you. And maybe at some point verbal. And at some point they might lie. At some point they might make other people think they didn't do anything, but you just reacted bad, or you rejected working with them, or they'll just hide what they did first, you know? Like that. I feel like as human beings, it's not fair, but this is not weakness. This is not us hiding. It's how we were when we didn't know people were bothering us. So I don't see what's wrong with it. We were just happy and focused on ourselves. If we saw someone mean, we thought they were just jealous and moved on. But now we actually see it. All these thoughts and feelings they're projecting to you of their jealousy. And you get angry about that. You're thinking, how dare you? And that's what fuels it. You don't have to care. Just focus on your success.